Take 3, Chris's journey. Let's fucking do this shit. For the 3rd time. If I seem a bit flustered, yeah, I'm a bit flustered. I'm a little bit flustered. My phone is a crackhead. But I'm going to attempt one more time tonight to make this video before I give up. So, here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain Chris's journey. And what are these videos? And I know there's people out there asking, you know, why is he doing this? And what's the purpose? So I'd like to answer those questions right now. The why part. Why the hell would a guy get on YouTube and Facebook and admit to drug use? Well, I have a good reason, okay, and I'm going to explain that. The reason would be that I want to use these videos as a tool, not just for me but for you. It makes me feel good to do this, and what I would like to do is inspire some people. So in order to do that, it's important for me to be open and honest about my past. If I hide my past and I'm not honest with you guys about my past, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook and whether you know me or not, if I'm not honest, it doesn't have the impact. If I don't tell you about the struggle, well then the victory doesn't really matter. All you ever saw was, oh no, he licked it, you know, he's always been doing good, and you know, this and that. No, and the people who know me would know better. The people who know me would know better. I've had my down, you know, my low points in life for sure. So here's the deal. Today's video is Chris's journey explained. So I'm going to explain why in the hell would this guy get on the internet, social media, and admit to doing drugs. Why in the hell am I on here talking about racism? What's the point? The point is to inspire people. I'm going to explain how that works right now and why I've chose to do this. I've chose to do it because I feel like I'm in a perfect position to do so, and I also feel as though I have something to offer, a lot to offer. You don't have to pick it up and take it and put it in your pocket and use it if you don't want to. Hey, if you don't want to watch it, turn the video off. Don't watch it. I don't care at all. This is for me, and this is for anyone who wants to catch up, for one. If I'm not open and if I don't tell the stories of my history and my past, you're not going to get it. So that's what I'm doing here. That's why I would get on the internet and admit to drug use. And I have to be open and honest. If I was dishonest and, you know, pretended to never really scoop to those lows, then when I hit a high point, you know, it's not impressive. And this isn't for me. This isn't, hey, look what Chris can do. It's just to show people what they can do. So I've decided to tell you my past, and I've decided to set some goals for the future and accomplish those goals. This YouTube video, my second one was dog shit. It was a bad video. I'm reading my own handwriting on paper that has no lines. I'm clearing my throat and you can hear me breathing. I'm uncomfortable, uncharismatic, and it was just a bad video. But let's evolve. Let's evolve together. I'm going to get better at this as I go, okay? So hopefully this video is a good video, and I think it will be. I've already got a little warm-up. This is take 3. The last hour, an hour of video, 25-minute videos just vanished from my phone because it needed cleaned because it's a crackhead. And then the probably 10-15 minutes of just screaming at the sucker before I figured out what was going on. It's a lot of wasted time. But this is important to me, okay? And it's important to me that I go ahead and get in here and do it while I'm motivated. Right now I'm motivated. I can't sleep anyway. So I got a couple hours here. I'd rather not spend it pissed off at my phone, but let's hope this goes well. So in these videos, you're going to hear me talk about my past, whether it's a good point or low point, but I promise you I'm going to be honest. In a sense, the worst it is, the better, so long as I can succeed in the end and be successful, at least to some extent, not a failure. And even if I do fail, if my business doesn't go well and I wind up having to go to work for someone else, I can always pick up and try again later. And I'm going to document that. If I have a failure, if I have an issue, I'm going to put it up here. Okay? For the guys on YouTube, I wish I could put pictures on here, because for Facebook, I always kind of held back on putting anything on there workout related. I really try not to boast, right? To be cocky, to be a show off. And what videos you might have saw back in the day, like me hitting my bag for like the first time in years, there were 5 of those videos, and I picked the one where I made the most mistakes and where the lighting was so bad you couldn't see any of my muscles at all, basically, like where I looked the worst, just for that reason, just not to look like a cocky asshole. Call it cockiness or not, I'm not holding back anymore. I'm gonna show you the low parts, and I'm gonna show you the bad parts, and I'm gonna show you everything in the middle. If you see the in my past, if you had seen me like on Facebook in the gym, well, that was basically one of our trainers and the owner of the gym, Greg Lopez, just saying, "Hey, everybody, line up for a picture." And I'll go over there for the picture, and I'll flex, and that's it, man. You never saw the work it went into it. You never saw me being a scientist with my food. You never saw me. You never saw the runs, the bikes, the running 8 miles on like the worst terrain you can imagine, just to walk in the gym and know good and well I'm going to get my ass kicked. Like it or not, I had to be honest with myself. I was considered a fighter growing up, but I knew better than that. I was young, I was in immaculate physical condition, and I wasn't fucking scared of you, and I was coming for you if that was the situation we were in. And that got me pretty far in the town I grew up in. That was enough to cut the cake. Now I'm more focused on becoming better and better and better, and being humble, and knowing that I'll never be the best in the world, maybe not even the best in Burnett County, but I'm going to do my best. I'm going to be the best Chris Hopkins that I can possibly be. And I want you guys to join me on this journey. I want you guys to be inspired by it, and not to see what I can do, but to show you that, well, if Chris can go from this shitty individual that he obviously was, or that you know that I was, a bully, a bit of a racist. In my second video, yeah, I was raised in a racist environment. But I had to grow on my own. I had to make my own decisions and find my own information, and use that information. Knowledge is power, right? So the way this works is that you need all the information that you can get. All of it you can get, and you pile it up, and you use it to move forward, to make your decisions, your life decisions. And the more information you can get, the better decisions you can make. And this creates a better life, right? This is how information works. For me, the phone, which I didn't have until I had a child, I was pretty much forced to get one because, what if something happens? Me and my baby's mother were no longer together, and we have to be in communications. If something happens, I have to be findable. Before I had a kid, I was Batman. I found you, and you did not find me, and that's how I liked it. And even at that point, I would have bought a fucking pager if they would sell me one. I didn't need this smartphone. However, the moment that I got one, I didn't start playing fucking video games and watching TikTok videos. No, sir. No, sir. The cell phone, to me, is a tool. We were all excited when these things started coming out. We're all going to have all the information in the world in our hands. And this is true, so long as you know how to identify information and misinformation. because we also have all the misinformation in the world at our fingertips. That's important to know. You can't get your information on this source or a particular source from a bias opposing source who doesn't like that idea. So if you're trying to figure something out about science, you obviously can't learn science from a religious website. You can't learn evolution from your preacher. It just doesn't work that way. I'm sorry, but it don't. If you're learning about evolution from your preacher, you're not learning it. That's how it is. But we'll use that. We'll save that video for another day. Okay. We're not going to focus on that. It's obviously going to come up. Okay. At some point, I'll explain to you why. I'm just going to admit right now, I'm a complete agnostic atheist. This means that I don't say that I can prove, or even do I believe, that there is no God. So my position is that I believe that there is no good reason to believe that there is one, and that's it. And no one's ever given me a good reason to believe that I can't like just wipe right out, with logic and reason. There's no logical reason to believe it, in my opinion. If you want to get me one, I'm actually trying to line up a religious debate. I think I'll get right back to that here in a minute. There's a good reason why I want to do a debate instead of sit here and just blab on and on and on about my opinions uninterrupted. Okay? But let's get back to Chris's journey and what's going on here. I have to tell you about my history. If you're going to watch these things, you're going to learn about my past. There's a lot to it. I'm sure that's with everybody. We're all unique and complicated individuals, right? No two the same. No two life experiences the same. No two thought processes the same. And if we do think the same, we're probably going to think the same thoughts and have the same ideas, but not in the same order at the same time. That's just how it is. But what this whole thing is me trying to show you that if I can do this, then you can do it too. And you don't have to go to the gym. You don't have to be an MMA fighter. You don't have to ride bikes. Maybe you want to be a photographer. Maybe you've always looked at photographs and thought, man, I could do that, and I could even take better pictures than that. Like how is this on this postcard? Like I would have captured it better. I don't know. But we all have a dream, and most of us just sit there and don't try. And I think I'm the perfect person for this because of my faults and my history. So I have to be open and honest with you that I've had a relapse recently. I have to be open and honest with you about my failures, or my successes aren't very meaningless. It's not very inspiring. So Chris's journey is a form of a documentation, storytelling for you to catch up on where I am right now and how I got here, how I became the person I am, and I've set goals in my future that are not going to be easy to obtain. Even just my current situation is this. I'm a single dad. I'm on felony probation. I'm running my own business. I'm starting my own YouTube channel. And I've set a goal to get in a cage fight by the time next summer gets here. Hopefully by the end of next summer, one of these videos is literally going to be me in a cage fight. And at that point, I hope you will be inspired by then. I hope that I would have motivated you to get off of your ass and be what you want to be. Create the life that you want to live, because you don't have to sit there and take it. You can fucking, any demon you've got, any problem you've got, there's people out there who will help you. You have to face your problems head on, face to face. You have to be meaner than your problem, and you have to oftentimes take help. The more safety nets, the better. But you have to defeat these issues, whatever it may be, by any means necessary. It doesn't matter how you do it as long as you do it. If it's your health, if it's your relationships, any of that, man. And I'm gonna share everything I can possibly share with you guys. So if you're on YouTube, you have no fucking clue who I am, and if you're familiar with me, well, you know who I was. You may know who I am, and hopefully I'll have you rooting on who I want to be, and rooting on me to be a success, and hopefully I can get you to do the same thing, man. Move forward, create your own future. That's really what these things are about. But so let's continue here. So Chris's journey. Let's learn a little bit of Chris's journey. I'd like to note a part that I left out of my first video. In my first video, I had mentioned that I had struggled with drug use before, and that I woke up one morning and I thought, well, you know, I'm better than this. I cleaned my shit up. I motivated myself to eat better, live better, be better, exercise, study. I study all the time, and nobody would actually think that about me. Not the way it did it, not to the extent that I actually do it. No, you wouldn't. So I would like to clear something up, and I would like to give some credit to some people that helped me. And this story should teach you a little bit about me and my lowest point of life. So, yes, I did, in my first act of losing my shit, drug use. The drug use in my life began at a very young age. So check this out. At 13 years old, my best friend knew how to manufacture methamphetamines. That's not a light drug. That's a fucking hard drug. That's worse than cocaine ever thought of being. No comparison, given that these drugs affect different individuals in different ways. But what was a 13-year-old gonna do in this situation? What the fuck was I supposed to do? And I can tell you that if there's an answer to that, I didn't know it, and I still don't know it. I would not know how to do that. Just flat out. But that was the first, my first loss. You know, it wasn't the easiest situation to be in, but that it got me there, right? It got me into a bad place. And yes, one day I woke up and I thought, well, this is bullshit. This isn't what I want to do. This isn't the future that I want for myself. This isn't the life I want to live. And I motivated myself to live better. And I failed. I was sober for years, but I had nothing going for me. I was working for other people, making peanuts. If I had a job at all, if I had a car, I didn't have it for long. You know, strokes of luck, car crash, whatever, man. So things just went south. Things went really south for Chris, and Chris went back to drugs again. So there's actually two. I left one out. Two large areas of my life where drug use was, and in the second one, of course, I just mentioned I had failed at life after giving it like I tackled life like a bull running head on into traffic. Like I'm motivated to like create my own life and like make it happen, and nothing's gonna stop me. And it just didn't work. It didn't fucking work. And so I was devastated, and I got tired of it, and at some point thought, you know, fuck it, I don't want to live anymore. And since I'm not the kind of person to put a gun in my mouth, I'm just going to go back to being the old me. And I'm going to do the drugs until they fucking kill me. And that was the plan. That was the fucking plan, was to die. I didn't want to be on Earth anymore. And honestly, I think I pulled it off. There's crashing at my buddy's house, Delbert, crashing at his house one time. I believe I died on his couch. I had an out-of-body experience. And if you know what happens to a person when they die, That's the situation I woke up in. Okay, so take that for what it is, and tell me I'm not honest. So, an out of body experience in which I came out of my own body. I stood up off of Delbert's couch, and I walked across his fucking living room, and I felt a little weird, and I turned around, and there I was on the fucking couch, and holy shit, what is this? And I laid back down. I was like, I got to get back in there. I don't. This isn't cool. I changed my mind. This isn't fun anymore. So I jumped back in there and was like basically trying to lay back down inside of my body and make it move with whatever this is. Call it a spirit, which I for lack of a better word, a spirit, right? So I'm trying to lay back down in this body and get these two things to link together, and only one's moving, and my dead ass body is laying there, and it's not moving. And I'm focusing, and I'm trying really, really hard to like wiggle a toe, dude. Like wiggle a toe, move a fucking finger. Like I don't give a shit. You gotta this thing that's under me that is a slab of meat has to start moving, or this is a bad situation. And eventually, my head jerked to the side, and I felt like I was linked together again. I was back, right? And that was something that was fucking scary as hell. So one might think that, well, that should have convinced you in an afterlife, but not when you're a skeptic. Not when you're like me. It's going to take more than that to convince me. Especially when you can go study. That's what I did. That's what I did. That's what I do. I went and I studied, what other people's stories of dying and what happens when you die. Just research it however you like. Pick up whatever book you want on whatever you think will get you the answer that you're looking for. So what I come to find out is, well, some people die for different time periods. Doesn't really matter. However long they were dead. Well, some of them say they saw a white light. Some of them say nothing happened. Some of them say they went to heaven. Some of them say they went to hell. I say I got outside of my body and then got back in it. The stories don't match. If everybody had the same stories, then maybe I could say, yeah, we're onto something. But since none of the stories match, I'm right back to where I've always been. It's random chance. It's random fucking chance. Some said this, some said that. It is what it is. And as well as that, when your heart turns off, your brain does some weird shit. Okay, it's a trick. It is what it is, man. And it wasn't convincing enough to convince me of an afterlife. Therefore, I'm not convinced of one. Think of that however you like. But that's me. To me, that's one of my superpowers, is my ability to examine something to such an extent, almost obsess, until I've reached a conclusion. And the conclusions are the conclusions are never black or white. The conclusions are always gray. They've always been gray. Anyone trying to tell you something is black or white is wrong. It's gray, always has been, always will be. So this was the lowest point of Chris's journey. Chris did drugs until they fucking killed him. And didn't stop there. I wasn't done. Yeah, it scared the shit out of me, but hell, fucking crazy enough, I'm alive and don't want to be, so let's try again. Maybe it'll work this time. And that's what I was doing, man. I was doing drugs just till I either went to prison and they forced me to recover, or I died. And when I bought them and put them into my body, I've never shot up. I always smoked. Whatever it is I'm doing, I'm gonna smoke it. Don't do drugs, kids. But where was I? So I wanted to give someone some credit, and I wanted to catch you up on the lowest part of my life today. Chris's journey's shittiest day was that day. But not long after this day, I was in the work truck with my buddy Laurencio, And he mentions, hey, have you ever seen Caitlin's, my baby's mother, Caitlin? Have you ever seen Caitlin's MMA fight? And I'm like, what the fuck? Really? Caitlin? That Caitlin? Yes, that Caitlin. It has a cage fight, amateur cage fight where she got in the cage and fought. So I'm like, awesome, dude. Yeah, let's check this out. And we look at Caitlin's cage fight, and I think Caitlin's cute. So I say, dang, she grew up, look at that. And him and Caitlin had communicated on social media. They were friends. So I didn't think nothing of it, man. I was a piece of shit. I'm in this the worst me I've ever been in this point. So I didn't think a damn thing of it except that girl's cute. She grew up, good for her. She looks great. Um, but the next day, my buddy Laurencio says, oh, I told Caitlin you thought she was cute, and she wants you to call her. And I'm what? And he gives me the number, and I make the phone call. She tells me that she's going to be coming to Texas to see her dad, who is really how I knew her as a kid. Was like, we're 11 years apart. She's 11 years younger than me. And I used to smoke that reefer with her dad, man. Yeah, but that's side the point. So I'm thrilled about this. This is the first good thing to happen to me in a long fucking time. Chris's journey had been bad news for quite a while at this point, and this gave me hope. So she's telling me that she's going to be coming to Texas, and I'm thinking to myself, well, I'm the worst fucking, like, I'm a piece of shit right now. Like, my eyes are sunken.